Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to Prehistoric Kingdom. My name is Swoop Bear and we are in Red Sands National Paleo Reserve. In fact, we are back in Red Sands National Paleo Reserve with an entrance build. It's been a minute, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm here to talk to you about why I've been gone, what I've been doing, and why I'm back, and the future of the channel in general. I appreciate your patience and thank you so much to the people that reached out to me both on YouTube and Discord. It was really nice that people were worried about me. I do realise I sort of jumped off my channel without so much as any explanation. The reason I did that was because I just needed a break. I was feeling really burnt out from uploading content. For those people that aren't content creators, it's actually very taxing. It's really draining, particularly when you have a full-time job that demands a lot of your attention, and my job demands a lot of attention outside of hours as well. So I really wanted my channel was always set up to be a hobby and something that I just really wanted to share my hobby and my passion for building in this game and other games with others, and I really just wanted to enjoy it. And I started out really enjoying it and loving it, and then as the time went on I began to feel pressure, not from anyone on my channel or any external pressures. They were all internal pressures that I was putting on myself, and I just needed to take a break and chill out, for want of a better word, so that I could continue to like making content and so that you guys could continue to have content where it was clear that I was enjoying myself, rather than content that became really quite obviously something that I was doing because I felt like I had to, rather than something that I was doing because I was really enjoying it. So I understand that doesn't really create much faith for the future of the channel, but it's what I had to do at the time to keep enjoying what I was doing. And one day I just jumped back into Prehistoric Kingdom. It was actually late December, early January, jumped back into Prehistoric Kingdom and just found that I was loving building. I started building a habitat in a brand new park and wasn't intending at all to record myself or to put anything on the channel. It was just really to start building again and start playing in Prehistoric Kingdom, and I found that I was really enjoying it. So then I opened up Red Sands, which is the park that we started on the channel over a year ago, and I sort of looked at what I'd done, which was at the time a Coelophysis habitat, a Dilophosaurus habitat, both of which are on my channel, and then I had started another carnivore habitat, which I have now finished, but I'm not going to tell you what that is because that's coming up on the channel. And I kind of looked at what I'd had planned for the entrance building and found that, one, it was very ambitious, even for back then when I was actually well practiced in playing, and two, it just wasn't something that I thought fit in the park. So I decided to start a new entrance build and began on this one. I will pop a little reference picture in here for you guys to see what I was looking at. It ended up being quite different. I'm quite proud with how it turned out. I will put my hand up and say that my building skills have definitely declined in terms of speed, in terms of even just as I was recording this and deciding that, I would reinvigorate Swoop Bear channel, I didn't really have in my mind, oh, Swoop, you're recording this, you better make it sort of, I guess, have some continuity and not jump around so much and sort of be careful of your camera placement, things like that. Things that I would have just internally done myself in previous episodes. So you'll have to excuse the number of cuts in this and probably in the next couple of episodes. Also, just the way that I am building is quite scatterbrained. Like I'll start something and then I'll go to another thing and then I'll come back to the thing that I was doing. So it did require actually quite a lot of editing. I had, I think, over 10 hours of footage for this entrance build, and I had to condense it into a 15-minute speed build because I don't think people really love watching 40-minute speed builds. So I did that and I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the editing process, I really enjoyed the building process, and I was quite proud of this build in the end. So we're returning to Red Sands. I mean, it was in its infancy when I left, and I am also going to be returning to Fecola, which is a project that many of you who are probably watching now have gone on the journey with me through Fecola and have watched a lot of those episodes, and for that I really do appreciate you. I love Fecola. I definitely am going to finish it. I have probably 3 more habitats to build, and I need to connect some staff areas on the eastern side of the park, and good lord, I really need to do something with the roof of the tropical house, because that thing is a genuine eyesore. Here's a picture for those people that haven't seen it. So we will need to sort that out, because we can't leave it like that. In terms of content going forward, I actually have, you'll probably all be surprised at this, already built 6 habitats in Red Sands, nothing in Fecola at this stage, but it is coming. I have built an exhibit building and obviously this entrance build as well. So that's 8 total episodes coming to you in the near future. It's probably enough for 2 to 3 months worth of videos. They are mostly edited. Some are longer than others, some are quite short, but it gives you a bit of continuity moving forward, and I guess some guarantees that there will be more coming to the channel. It won't just be a one and done kind of scenario here. I will try and aim for 1 episode a fortnight, or that's my current plan. I already have several, as I said, ready to go, so that won't be a problem, and then that actually gives me plenty of time to make these videos and these episodes quite slowly, so I won't have any pressure. If one week I don't feel like doing anything, I just won't, and I still will have plenty of time to kind of keep caught up to where I'm at. So that's my current plan. In terms of lives, I intend to do some. So what I'm doing in my episodes is building like the main structures and the main shells of these builds. So for example, this entrance build that I'm making, there's not actually much on the inside yet. So I intend to do a lot of interiors on lives. I also want to do a lot of the smaller and finer details. I am starting to get a little bit obsessed with no Z fighting. So as you can probably have picked up in this speed build, I've been stretching things and making sure that they don't Z fight. In a lot of my previous episodes, I just never bothered, but now for some reason it's really bothering me. So I have been really careful to avoid the Z fighting. So if there's any of that, then that will also be edited out in lives. And we're going to add in like drain pipes and things like that that the buildings need, because they are things that I can easily do whilst chatting to you guys on a live. So they'll be coming just intermittently. I'm not going to commit to any kind of time frame in terms of lives, but I am going to be doing them because I find them quite fun, and it's nice to chat to people who are free and happen to be around sort of when I am running them. It'll be sort of convenient times for me, so that's Australian time, and it doesn't really line up very well with many other places in the world, unfortunately. But if I'm on and you guys are around, feel free to jump in and chat. I'm always happy to say hi to people. Now, there is a lot having been built, so the next live I'm planning in the next week or so. That one will be, doing details on the entrance building, but there is a bunch of stuff that is actually built now in the park, so I might have to put up a temporary wall or something just to avoid any spoilers, because I don't want that to spoil anyone's, I guess, watching of the episodes moving forward. In terms of this build, it was quite a large build. I changed my mind several times. Lots of times I was changing my mind, and I wanted to do this and I wanted to do that, and I just ended up doing one thing and then I changed my mind and did another thing, and I think I genuinely cut out about 3/4 of the footage that I recorded. And it was really difficult to edit because, as I said before, I was just really not concentrating whatsoever on what this would be like to watch as a viewer. And still, I realise it is still quite piecemeal. There's a lot of cuts and I'm not really going solidly from one thing to another. I kind of jump around quite a lot. So hopefully that will change as I get back into it. I found the widget tool really hard to work with. There were a few bugs that I don't recall ever being in the game before, so that might have sort of happened as they've been doing updates and things like that. I'll need to start noting them down again for the devs. I didn't really worry about it this time. I was just faffing around with my own building and getting back into it. But yeah, there were quite a few little building bugs in terms of grabbing things and clicking on things and having to press escape quite a lot of times just to sort of grab on things. And some things I couldn't actually click on. It refused to allow me to click on them, so I had to I don't know how I managed to get a hold of them, but then I would get a hold of them, so then I would delete it and put in a new part. So just small things, that quality of life things that I think can be improved upon. However, there is loads of interesting stuff that's happened since I have been gone. Obviously, the main one is the new dinosaurs, and I'm not going to attempt to say any of the names just yet because I haven't looked them up, and I know that there are a lot of dino people that watch my channel, and as you all know, I'm not a dino person. However, I am learning as I go, but I don't want to say the names wrong without having at least had a listen or a try to find out what they should be sounding like. So I'll do that moving forward. When I build habitats for them, I will find out how to say those names and correctly do it. I am really excited about the smaller dinosaurs that are coming. So I do know how to say this one, the Velociraptor that came in. I have not built for that yet, so I'm really excited to build for the Velociraptor, and also the little Coelophysis. That's not that new, but I'm happy to be having these smaller dinos. And of course, my favourite, the Protoceratops. I just love that little dino, so I'm really looking forward to jumping in and building for that one. Interestingly, I am happy to see I forget what they're called, leucastic, I think they're called, or I don't know, another word that I'm not going to attempt to say because I'll probably get that wrong as well. But yeah, the different skins, I do think that we should be able to select those skins ourselves. At the moment, it's kind of a bit like a farming situation. You kind of have to breed a whole bunch of dinosaurs, leave the game on pause, put them all in a line until you get an interesting coloured dino, then delete the rest of them, which feels really harsh, and because it says terminate on each of the dinos, or sell or something, and then you keep the ones that you like. Now that, to me, when you're playing in sandbox mode, is just a huge waste of time, so I haven't really bothered too much. I've done a few of the dinos just to see what it was like, and some of the skins are actually awesome, like they're so cool. So if I was the devs, I'd actually want people to be able to show those off without having to constantly farm them and that kind of thing. I get that they're supposed to be sort of very, very rare, so that's why they are only available if you have bred quite a lot of them. However, people are finding ways to do it and get the skins, so you may as well just make them available to select in sandbox mode, and then if you're playing in like a challenge mode or a franchise mode, then they are sort of that randomized. You get them if you get them. So that's about all I have to say in terms of the game at this stage. I am waiting to sort of catch up on the updates and what has happened while I've been away. That will happen in a little bit of time. I might even talk a bit more about that on a live. At the moment, I am looking at building some little entrance points here, and then I dive into the real-time walkthrough. The speed build for this video, I think, is about 16 minutes long, and we're about 13 minutes in now. So if you are keen to watch the walkthrough and hear my voiceover for that, then you can jump forward 3 minutes. Otherwise, in 3 minutes time, I will see you in the walkthrough and you can finish watching the speed build. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. I actually really appreciate it. I apologize it's been so long, but we're back, and we're back for a while. So subscribe if you're not already subscribed, but if you don't want to subscribe, liking the video is extremely helpful, and so is commenting. I'm just trying to get that delightful YouTube algorithm to like me again, so good luck with that, Swoop. But I'm happy to be back, and I am happy that you are here, and see you in the walkthrough in just a moment. Well, hello folks, welcome into the real-time walkthrough of the entrance build. There's still quite a lot of things to do. As I said in the speed build, I'm going to be doing a lot of the smaller details in live. So interiors, guttering, and even things like these planters in the car park, which incidentally, I actually cut out all the car park footage because at the end of the day, it's quite repetitive to watch someone build a car park when it really is just a whole bunch of concrete and some lines and some plants in planters. The trees are just looking like carbon copies of themselves, as so are the bushes, so that will be another thing that will change up in lives. You'll notice that I have a giant wall here. That is to avoid spoilers, because there's a bunch behind there that I've built, and I just did not record this before I built because I wasn't really thinking ahead too well. So apologies for the eyesore, but that is to prevent any future episodes being spoiled for you. So let's head on in to the entrance build. There is some rock work along here, and then we have the plants in here as well. The plants that I put in here I don't love, like these ones here. I actually don't love the look of them, so I'm actually probably going to change those out in the live again, or just on my own at some stage. But the rest of it I'm pretty happy with. We've got some steps here, and then there's a ramp here and a ramp up there, so if you're handy capable you can still access the park easily. Z-fighting, we're having issues with that at the moment. I never used to worry, and now it's just bothering me. Bike racks here, and I might jump on the workshop. I think there's some bikes that people have built that I could pop in there, so I'll be doing that. There is a bunch of stuff on the inside of this entrance build that is also from the workshop, so I'll talk about those in a minute. And I might even put some credit into the episode notes below. So if you're keen to see who built those, they'll be in there. There are two main staircases and then obviously that main ramp. You would come up here as a guest, and then this is the exit. If you were in a wheelchair or you needed more space, you could exit out this way. But this probably needs to be another one or two of those here, so we'll duplicate those as well. Then we have some seating and the water feature, which is just here. You can come along to buy your tickets on this side over here, line yourself up, grab the ticket, and then just around this side you have the staff entrance, which still needs a little bit of work. There's a bush sticking out, but like it's very basic. It just kind of goes around to the back of the restaurant. We don't have doors in here yet, things like that. So that's all staff access. I'm going to have little gates and things where staff, it says stop staff access, things like that. And then you would come, once you had your ticket, you would come into the park. Lucky you got your ticket and in you come. This is the entrance building. Interestingly, it does have a roof, but it kind of sometimes doesn't appear like it does. I think it's just some little bugs in the game at the moment. And then these are from the workshop, so I've just popped some things in here just as placeholders for now, and then we'll build some things in the future. I think I also put in, I popped in some vending machines, and on this side of the entrance build there is a little seating area, some stairs to go up to the roof, and another little seating area with some more vending machines. You wouldn't normally have a view straight out to a large clay wall, but we do today because that, my friends, is another habitat just there, so we can't have that. Then you can, if you so desire, come on into the entrance build and look out at the delightful view, which is actually behind this wall, and you could also come upstairs and look at it from up here. We also have the Spinosaurus hanging from the roof. Let's just zoom out a little bit so you can see that a bit better. And you can sort of come to this area here on either side of the balcony there and have a look out as well. If you are inclined to stay outside, you can do that. There are loads of seats on the top of the roof here and a better view on this side, so we can actually see some things over here. We can't go too far that way because of what you will see. However, the best view in my opinion are these two spots just down here. What we'll do is we will teleport downstairs now as though we are in a lift. So down we go. I do need to put a lift in, but we'll do that in a later episode. And then here we are downstairs in the shop. So this is the entrance point right here. You can walk into the park this way, and then you are in the shop. If you are wanting to buy something, you can come here, grab something from one of the shelves and then purchase that. And then there is a restaurant down this end, which we will outfit also in a live. I've done the outside myself already. I need to be careful here because the wall sort of stops, so we will just have a look out this way. You can come and have something to eat. If you were in the restaurant, you'd already have a ticket to the park because you'd come in the entrance, so you can kind of sit here and eat a sandwich and go off. Or you could come back through this way if you're finished in the park, or pop in a door in here, and then you would be forced, unfortunately or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, to be walking through the shop, which often results in people buying things. So that's just good business sense, really. This is the height and width of an in-game person, so you'll see a lot of these around the park. I just haven't deleted them yet, but they are very helpful when building for scale, because I used to build things that were literally giant, and then you would let the guests in and it looked ridiculous. So I now use those little placeholders to help me. If we go over this way, I can show you the staff car park. I don't think I'll spoil anything by doing that, so we'll just fly over here. And then you have a road. The road connects to the other road out this way, and then here is the staff car park. I have a little bit of vision for this side. I want to put a building in over here, which is like a, I guess, goods receiving, so where they would get like all their stone and their sand, and not that they really need sand in a desert park, but where they would get a bunch of that stuff. That's going to be a building right here. We're going to have a road that kind of goes this way around to the other habitats in the park, and then in here there actually is a backstage building for 2 habitats over here, so that's why the wall sort of extends this way, and then we'll have like more sort of fencing and things to keep the park secure. So that's what's going to be happening soon, but that is the beginnings, I get. Ooh, whoa, swoop. That is the beginnings, I guess, of the staff area, and these 2 habitats here can't be spoiled because I finished them. There is one going on back here, but we'll kind of turn away from that and pretend that we didn't see it. So that, my friends, is the entrance build of the new Desert Sands Park. I love it. I love this part in particular. So I'm quite happy with how it turned out, and it is quite different to anything that I've done in the past on my channel. And it is, for the most part, done. We'll just go around the wall here, and that is kind of the view that I will leave you with. Thank you once again for tuning in to this first episode of What Will Be Many. I really do appreciate you. And as always, guys, I guess I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.